And hello. Oops. Am I not working here? Oops. Stand by. There we go. Camera feed. Whoa, there we are. Okay. Yeah. Coming at you from. Hold on. I gotta stand by. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Doesn't work all the time. Coming at you from New Jersey, the capital of misery and the place where metal forgot to die. This is Here Lies Metal, the podcast that brings you the origins, history, and culture of everything metal. Actually, we haven't really done the origins, culture, and history of anything metal in a while. Like the last time we did a playlist episode was a couple of weeks ago. And, when I'm going to tell you everyone really quick, when I started this podcast, I did history episodes. It was just me, and I would do like history of some sort of event in metal, like the Satanic Panic episode you see on the intro video. Like I would do videos like that. That was one of my old podcasts I basically put pictures to. But, we just basically shit talk the news now. We shit talk the metal news cycle now. But hopefully
you are free to make playlists.
I will. We will make another playlist.
Nothing is stopping you.
We're going to make another playlist soon.
I'll do it with you.
Yes.
I'll help.
We're going to do that soon. But right now, you people seem to like us shit-talking the news better.
It's easy.
It's easy.
I mean, do you really want to watch or listen to
Yes,
a
of course
2-hour Manowar playlist?
Yes, you do. I know you do.
I mean, yes.
Maybe you'd rather hate me. Anyway, I am Maledictus.
I'm Samantha.
But according to you out there, I am Maledictus, the SJW woke soy boy, the most SJW woke soy boy in the metal business.
You have no idea how comforting it is, or amusing to me to have him get called woke.
Yeah, it is the opposite of me. Anyway,
it's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you
she
for
likes
that.
It enhances our marriage.
I did it to him. I turned him.
Mm-hmm. It's inevitable. And also, I'm the real life version of the fuzzy nose disguise glasses. Don't I look like that guy? When you put on those glasses, you're basically being me for Halloween. Yeah, they were actually made after me. Yeah. So, anyway. We shall be your overlords for today and all of eternity. Welcome. Now, I want to mention, last week we did a little video on the Smod guy, and it got us a little bit of controversy. It got us a little bit of attention. When we started this show, it was kind of a slow progress of getting viewers, growing a channel. But when we posted that video, we had a big uptick in subs and comments, and a lot of negative comments as well, as one would expect. It's a very touchy subject. There's really both sides to it. I think most people are on the right side. Most people are on the I'm not a white supremacist side. But, there's some people that are like, yeah, fuck you, you woke faggot, and I'm like, okay. What can I do? But for all the haters, I, Maledictus, shall do from now on, listen to me, shall do all the thinking for you. You continue to consume, obey, and conform. Like the signs say on They Live. See, I'm wearing the sunglasses. I could see the signs. You can't. You're obeying. So, continue to sleep. I absolve you all.
And that has been our official comments.
I like being hated. You don't understand. It's fuel for me because it's attention, okay? And it's difficult to get that in a very noisy Facebook universe. Am I right?
Well, you were saying before that you're just naturally hateable.
I am. I have a very punchable face, don't I?
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. Think of me as, in a positive manner, think of me as your, like, a pro wrestling heel on, in WWE, like the guy you like to get, see beat up, like the guy you just like to hate. That's me. Like, think of me as your metal heel. Okay, and I might piss some of you off. I might make some of you happy. Most of you I seem to piss off most of the time. I think I get a lot more negative comments generally that are aimed at me. I think the positive comments are aimed at Samantha. She's the more diplomatic one. But I have a big mouth, and I can't help it. So anyway, if you'd like to do something about it, I will give you an opportunity. This August, we're going to be at Psycho 2020. I will be on the beach. You know where the beach is if you've been to Psycho before. I will be there under certain bands. I will be there. You will see me. You will know who I am with because I look like the fuzzy disguise glasses guy. So I challenge you to give me I clear you. I give you permission to give, if you're a big enough guy, I give you permission to body slam me on that sand in a cordial manner, not in like a hostile manner. But I will let you line up.
Cordial body slam?
Yeah, like a friendly one to get your anger out. Because I'm not a fighting guy, really. And, I don't, suggest you drown me in the pool. I mean, there's security there. They'll probably stop you. They might. Or if they see me, they'll be like, wait, I hate that guy too. Let him drown. But, I invite you to take out your anger on me.
Yes, when they announce the schedule, you'll know where we are at all times because we will make
you'll know.
Full guide and where we're going.
Yeah, you'll be able to track us, right?
Yeah.
So,
we'll also be at Metal Immortal Fest, but we don't want to fight there.
I don't want to fight in Pittsburgh.
No.
So, there's just concrete there, and I might get hurt. So anyway,
did
I finish this?
Did you?
No. But anyway, one more thing for the Smod guy, Clint. If you're listening, and maybe we have your ears, I mean no harm to you, and I'm sorry I did shitty impersonations of you. You can, like I said before in the comments, you can attempt to make things right with the community, or you can stay safe in your white nationalist LARPer echo chamber for all of eternity. Either way, we're not going to talk about you anymore. So old news. Let's move on. Forever. We're never talking about you again. So this week, of course, we have
the new music section.
Every week.
Our new weekly feature.
Yeah. And
we would like to begin this week by discussing someone who reached out and touched us on our Facebook.
Touched us.
It's very exciting for us. And this is a band called Stonus.
Yeah.
And we're going to listen to... Are we going to listen to?
Yeah, can I play it?
We're not going to listen to.
No. You know what? I'm not gonna put it on. I'm worried. I'm gonna tell you about it. Like I'm just worried about getting a popped here.
Recently released a single called Mania off of an upcoming album called Aphasia. We have the beautiful cover right here. And this is a stoner metal band from Cyprus, although maybe currently located in the UK. And Maledictus, give us your thoughts.
It's stoner music. And I want to thank Pavlos Dimitriou for contacting me on Facebook. And you could by the way, you could listen to this on he is available on 666 Stoner Doom channel. Did I say that right? I'm gonna put it in the links. Don't worry, I'll put it in the link. And I'll also, when I edit this video, when I do the clip, I will put the music in. Okay, so hopefully I'll at least just get like one little video popped in my whole live feed. So yeah, this is it's very similar to me. Like I was listening to it. It's that typical stoner sound, which is a good thing. I really like the song. The song, by the way, is called Mania. It's off of their upcoming album, Aphasia. It sounds a lot like 1,000 Mods or Night Stalker if you're into like Greek. Not that this guy's a Greek. I'm sorry if I keep calling you Greek. He's from Cyprus. But, I'm going to put that in the same universe as those bands. There's a lot of bands coming out of Greece right now. Like, there's a huge thing. Like, a lot of, like, all kinds of metal music is coming out of Greece right now. So I'm just going to stick you, he might, I don't know, hopefully, Pavlos, you don't get, mad at me for associating you with Greeks if you have some kind of problems with Greeks.
Although, one of the best albums last year was from Cyprus as well, from the band Mirror.
Mirror.
More of a traditional heavy metal thing.
I'm sure you know him.
I'm sure you
It's
know
like an island,
other.
so you can't, even if you don't like him, Pavlos, you probably can't get away from him. He's probably on your island. But you live in London now. We looked you up. You live in London now. We did some research on you. Yeah, right? You live in London? Is that true? Comment down below if that's true. But I'm really liking it. And like I said, I'm going to play it for you. I'm afraid I don't want to get popped on my live feed because that means it literally will shut off. So I don't want to risk that right now. But we really like... I'm glad you sent it to us, and just say a couple of things about it. It's on Electric Valley Records and Daredevil Records, respectively, both. And check it out on Mr. Doom 666, and you can listen to it right now. Check it out. And thank you again for reaching out to us. I'm very happy to listen to it, and it's a very good band. A lot of bands coming out of Greece since
not Greek.
Whatever. Greece enough. Pavlos, your band has what the Greeks call thrasos. You know what that means. I don't have to tell you what that means. Thrasos. That's the only word I know in Greece. But, ever since Rotting Christ, there's been a lot of, I think Rotting Christ maybe kicked it off. I could be wrong. No, it wasn't. It was Vangelis that started it. Yeah.
The Thrasos?
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely music with thrasos. But, just the whole Greek scene. But before Vangelis, there was Aphrodite's Child, who he was in. Yeah. And he was in Aphrodite's Child, which is a Greek prog band. Really good. And, who else was in Aphrodite's Child? Demos Thrasos.
All right.
That goes out to somebody out there. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's, check it out. Definitely. Mania from Stonus. Check it out. Check it out on Mr. Doom 666.
We're going to move on now to my pick of the week. It's a band called Slaughter Messiah. Maybe you could say that more dramatically than
Slaughter Messiah.
With their album. You say it.
The album is called Cursed. No, our new album is called Cursed to the Fire. By the way, this is not to be confused with the hair metal act Slaughter Messiah. I know, maybe some of you were thinking. It's
This is a band from Belgium. I believe their first debut album. What do we call this band? It's mostly thrash, I would say.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of death metal elements too. It's got black metal elements.
Mm-hmm.
It's very exciting. It's very fast. And it looks like this cover. And together with Butcher, they are setting Belgium on fire right now. What did you think, Maledictus?
This album is reminiscent of that point in death metal, that 1987 point, where thrash was kind of turning into death metal. You had the first bands, you had like Death, and you had the early Florida metal bands, and maybe the Swedish bands. So this has more of an American sound, I feel like. But it goes with different things. So the album kind of moves all over the place. It also has a lot of Slayer in it.
A lot of Slayer. Very Slayer.
Everyone's trying to take over where
Much
Slayer left
Slayer.
off. Old Slayer. Like, there's a song.
80s Slayer for sure.
Track 8 is very Seasons. Sounds very Seasons to me, which is, that was like later or mid Slayer, I guess. It really sticks in that like sort of late 80s kind of.
I also get like that Possessed vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's the thrash pushing into death metal.
Yeah, and Possessed was really the first people to make that happen. We covered that in one of our playlist episodes, how Possessed was kind of like this borderline between death metal and thrash. But one thing about this album that I say about a lot of these death metal albums that you show me, too many notes.
Well, first off, I don't think it's death metal.
Too many notes.
It's not death metal.
Yeah,
I'm not lumping them in with the wave of old school death metal that's happening right now.
Yeah, no, it's
This is definitely more thrash.
Yeah.
More black thrash than death metal.
Yep. They do a little bit of black metal too. This is just one song.
And listen, I only listen to stuff that's too many notes.
Too many notes.
Okay?
Too many notes.
I can be the too many notes, and you can be the doom stoner guy.
I want to be the doom stoner guy.
What do you want to be then?
I am going to do a podcast on goth music.
I don't want. I didn't agree to this.
Here Lies Goth. That's going to be our new channel. Here Lies Goth. Because I'm tired of all you metal people.
Sounds stupid.
I'm tired of all you metal people giving me a hard time. The goth people won't give me a hard time.
You don't think so?
No, they're a lot nicer than you. And I won't say anything bad about them, okay?
You're going to say something about Peter Steele they don't like?
He's not goth. He was like goth metal-ish kind of, but it wasn't. Yeah, it's a little too heavy for goth. I'm like new wave goth. Like Susie and the Banshees and The Cure. I'll be talking about stuff like that. Echo and the Bunnymen. Track 6 on this is very black metal, by the way. It's called Pyre. It gets very black metal, so they're kind of experimenting with different things.
Yeah, they're definitely taking what they like. They've evolved. They've absorbed all of the genres, the good genres, and the good versions of all these subgenres of metal, and they've brought it together here.
It's a celebration
in this flaming pit.
It's a celebration of like a transitioning metal in like the late 80s, early 90s. That's what it is. It's good. It's really good. Check it out. One thing about this, it sounds old, of course. It sounds retro. And, one thing I brought up was nothing new has been made in death metal since Chuck Schuldiner figured that all out back then. Chuck Schuldiner figured out everything you need. Maybe, Trey Asingthoth and, Eric Rutan and the Hoffman brothers. I mean, like they kind of, on the American side, the Swedish had their own thing, but we're not going to talk about them. They kind of figured out everything that needed to be figured out, I think. And everything today is really just redoing that, and that's fine because you can do that, or you can listen to deathcore on liquid metal, like which is, to me, in my opinion, is a direct descendant of nu metal. It's just sort of like a heavier, more brutal, where they tune their guitars down to like Z. And, like bands like Suicide Silence or Viscera, like that, if you like that crap, comment down below and curse me out and give me a negative comment, because that is the worst fucking shit. That's what I call cutting edge metal. Not that those bands are new. Those bands have been around for like, a while, probably 15 years. But it is just the worst. And I was listening to it because I was doing an experiment, and I was like, what is like the modern state, like the ultimate, like cutting edge metal music that doesn't sound like anything retro, and I think it's that, and it's garbage. Okay, call me a boomer. Comment down below if I'm a boomer. Go.
Well, it's okay. No one's, we don't have any PR to maintain. We don't have to pretend to like shit that we don't like.
I'm not gonna.
So
I'm not gonna like it. It pisses me off. So
anyway, Slaughter Messiah, check it out. They're very small. This is their first album.
Yeah, it's great.
They're awesome.
For reals.
All right.
What do we got next?
And another, maybe you've heard of it, album that came out this week.
You probably never heard of this guy.
His name is Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, you know this guy.
And he came out with this album, Ordinary Man.
He's so ordinary. Did you know that? He's just like you and me. Ozzy. Mm-hmm.
So we both listened to it. Got Maledictus to listen to it.
I did to listen to it in detail.
What did you think?
Well, it's catchy. It's not metal. There's nothing metal about it.
It has its moments. I mean, it has a few heavy moments even.
If you like music like that sounds like the Beatles, that reminds you of like the Beatles, like with those kind of Mixolydian kind of chord structures, and it's that's it's that like all Aussie metal sounds like that.
This is Aussie metal. This is
we're gonna do
a genre.
We're gonna do an episode on that. Yeah, we're gonna tell you what that is one day.
Although I postulate that this album is not Aussie metal. This is just Aussie.
Yeah, it's not really metal.
It is.
It's Ozzy's farewell album, people.
Definitely trying to be less metal than ever.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly complaining about that. I think if you want to do that, that's fine. But yeah, it's a very morbid album.
Yeah,
he is talking about death a lot.
By the way, I'm gonna die, so
I like.
I'm gonna fucking die.
He's like, I don't even know I'm alive.
You stop saying that. There's a lot of people. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards doesn't know why he's alive. Call Keith.
Ozzy really doesn't know though.
Yeah, he is fucking alive. Yeah, it's it has a look of a retro sound too. Like track 3 has this sort of Iron Man kind of influence intro.
It's just a moment.
Yeah, it's a moment.
It's just a moment.
It's like
a callback.
Yeah, it's like spoon feeding you. It's like, oh, look, Iron Man. Yeah.
It's like a. Never mind. I forgot the term. An Easter egg.
Easter egg. Yeah. Well, it's a very spoon-fed Easter egg. You're just giving this thing to you. But it's it's very Beatlesque.
And the metal parts have this very synthetic sound to them.
That's Aussie metal. That's
Aussie metal.
That is a virtue.
It's in full force here.
Aussie metal,
which isn't something I enjoy personally at all. Yeah. And I will say, I think the biggest comment I can make on this is I listened to this on Spotify, of course. And once it was over, Spotify autoplayed Diary of a Madman for me. And it was the sweetest sound I've ever heard.
It's like,
it's like, oh my God.
It's kind of like,
I didn't know music could sound this good after listening to Ordinary Man. So, sorry, Ozzy. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just like, going on a diet for a long time, then you get to have a steak.
Yes, that is what it felt like. Well, wow, real food.
Yeah, though I would have preferred, Blizzard of Oz over Diary of a Madman.
That's why it's even more impressive is that I liked, because I never would have been like, I really love Diary of a Madman.
You know what song came on after I finished it randomly? Breaking All the Rules on the that first album he had with Zakk Wylde, which sounded way better. I never liked that
sounded
album.
way better too, right?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this like this. I could deal with this. Yeah, it was
This
like
is what Ordinary Man is for, is to make you appreciate the rest of his catalog.
because he's gonna die.
All right.
I'm sorry for saying that.
Ozzy's been on a media blitz since he released.
Can I tell some notes about this album?
Yes.
Go on. Okay, yeah, quickly. Just you know about this album. Obviously, it's sort of an all-star album. The guitar is, like I said, very Sabbathy sounding. But anyway, it's kind of an all-star album. So a guy named Andrew Watt did the guitar. It wasn't Zakk Wylde or anything like that. I don't know who that guy is. But it features Tom Morello / Duff McKagan on most of the bass. And all they need is Axl there. You just should have had Axl on this.
What Axl?
No, you probably wouldn't do it. You probably would be like, fuck you, Ozzy. Also, Elton John does the song. You probably heard all the singles already. And Post Malone, who by the way, Post Malone seems to be very interested in the metal community. So my message to Post Malone, I don't like his auto-tune vocals. They're pretty bad. But I want to see Post Malone get away from that big, huge record industry shit and do a metal album on your own, with your own money. Just go out there, and I will welcome you to this community if you could do that. Because I know you like the music, unless it's some big, like look how ironic I am. I like metal, kind of like Kim Kardashian wearing a Slayer shirt. If you're pulling that shit, then I hate you. But for some reason, I don't think you are, because I'm seeing you in pictures with legit metal guys, with the guy from Power Trip. I saw him in pictures, with Phil Alsamo, and things like that. So I think he's like interested.
I think he might like metal, but I think he likes making money more.
He does.
So he's going to keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I'd like to see him make an album. Anyway, but Chad Smith on drums also. Chad Smith, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the guy that looks like Will Ferrell, did most of the drums, which is very interesting. So it's a very all-star album. Anyway, so so should we get into the regular news now? I think we can move on.
This is a bit of a continuation of, as part of this album release, he's been hitting all the big interviews, and all the predictable lines are coming out. Loudwire has this very clickbaity title, Ozzy Osbourne, I'm not happy. I don't have my health. And if you actually read the interview, like, Ozzy's, he's a pretty level guy. He's like, I'm not happy. I don't have my health, but I'm fine. I made this album.
I've got lots of money. I've got tons of fucking money. When you have a lot of money, you probably have a lot more opportunities for health.
And he did take a moment to clarify that the tour, which they announced was canceled, is actually just postponed.
Right now, it's permanently postponed forever.
It's like, okay, that's right, Ozzy. It's postponed
forever.
No one said canceled except for your PR camp earlier, but
forever.
Postponed.
That's how. That's how it's.
I thought the most interesting tidbit was his Rolling Stone interview, where he revealed that Ordinary Man is the first album I recorded completely sober.
I thought he was sober, before that. I thought he was
According to this, he's been sober about 7 years.
Oh, okay, really? That's it.
Which really isn't that long, considering how old he is.
Yeah.
And the last album he worked on was 13 with Black Sabbath.
Right.
In 2013.
I didn't like that album. Shoot me.
And he said he was stoned doing that. But why don't you do the Ozzy quote here?
This one right here. Okay, so it's sort of for the drugs and the alcohol. You might need a human Ozzy to human translate, but I can't help you there. I don't have one. Well, the drugs and alcohol made it fucking work, but it wasn't true. All I was doing for years was self-medicating because I don't know the fucking way I felt. But this is the first album I've co-wrote and recorded fucking completely sober. The last album I wrote, it was only with Stone, but it's kind of like being sober now, because at least I can remember the fucking thing I did yesterday. If you understood what I said, more power to you. But you basically get the idea of what he was saying there. He's like, I did an album, Ozzy to Human Translation. He's like, I've been doing all this, fucked up for the longest time, and but this one I did it sober, and it was weird. And I like being sober now, because it probably doesn't feel so good when you're drunk at 71. I don't know.
I feel like his brain's so broken that he's operating at a level of somewhat impairment anyway.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like drunk all the time.
Yeah, maybe it feels like that when you have.
I mean, that's cruel to Ozzy. I don't know.
It's cruel. Ozzy has had a cruel life of a lot of money and getting to do do whatever he wants. Very cool. So what else we got here? Are we done with Ozzy?
Yeah, we're done with Ozzy.
Okay.
He's happy to be alive, everybody.
For now, but Ozzy is one more time, people. Ozzy is not going on tour this year. Just so don't hold your breath. Anyway. Yeah, we did that. So postponed, not canceled. We should just show that. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about Ozzy. So anyway.
In sad news.
Very sad news.
KK Downing joins forces with Tim Ripper Owens and Les Binks in new band KK's Priest.
Yes.
You want to read his quote here?
So yes. Oops. Hold on. Malfunction. Stand by. Okay. Hold on, let me find my thing here. Stand by, everyone. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, KK is he finally got his dream gig because Judas Priest just wouldn't let him back in the band.
Just read the quote.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna do my best KK Downing. He's a guy from Birmingham, so I figure he talks like this, like sort of a Birmingham guy. So due to the massive demand of overwhelming support from fans around the world, I feel this is where I belong. And a set combining the true classic song sounds of the Priest, together with the great newly formed metal tracks. It's what fans can expect from KK's Priest taking the stage. So, like we said.
New band working on their debut album. Set list will consist of Priest classics and new songs. And this is all after, I believe we reported on, he reached out to hopefully join Judas Priest, who will be departing on their 50th anniversary tour.
Maybe they'll let him come. No, they're probably not going to.
And the answer was no. They're not. They're not going to let him come. So this is his.
That's cold, man.
This is him acting.
They're just like, no, we're good. Listen, the guy that replaced him, what is his name? Blah, blah. Why can't I remember his name?
Richie Faulkner.
Richie Faulkner. He just looks the part. And he's really good as well. But he is the best photographing person in metal. I did a photo shoot. I covered them, and the guy just everything the guy does looks great on camera. And he plays well too. So who wants to see this old fossil KK Downing? When you have this new guy, Richie Faulkner, who just looks good. He just looks the part. But yeah, with that in mind, Les Binks was kind of like my favorite Judas Priest drummer. And I know you're all saying, Scott Travis is the best. I know Scott Travis is one of those amazing drummers, but Les Binks was on the albums, the Judas Priest albums that I like best. So all those late '70s Sin After Sin. Well, he was on that, right? Pretty sure. But yeah, I like his drumming. It's got that simple kind of rock feel to it. And he's not a weird child molester like the guy after him. So, he's got poor Ripper, because poor Ripper can't, find a break.
I mean, if you're gonna, who else are you gonna get to sing in what is basically your Priest cover band?
Ripper Owens,
the Priest cover band guy. Anyway, I believe the issue with KK was when he left the band, he wanted to leave the band, and he says he wrote an initial letter, which was amicable, leaving the band. And then he wrote a second breakup letter.
Fuck you.
Which was a bit more fuck you.
By the way, fuck you. So
it's, we don't know if it's Rob Halford or it could be Glenn.
Yeah, maybe
could
Glenn.
Still be Glenn.
Yeah.
Even though Glenn's not working with them right now. He could be keeping him out.
It could be Ian.
And it could be Ian.
Yeah.
So, could be all three.
It's funny because KK was in the band since pretty much day one.
Yeah. So, he must have said some serious shit on his letter.
They're like, no, we're good. We're not. We're good. We're not gonna have you in this band anymore. So, next, Papa Het is playing songs on his trusty acoustic guitar again. Go ahead.
So, in a recent tribute concert for Eddie Money, who died in September, if you did not know, James Hetfield, who apparently had a close personal or somewhat close relationship with Eddie Money, came out with an acoustic guitar in his first live performance since re-emerging from rehab. And he played a nice song. What song did he play?
He played "Baby Hold On to Me, Whatever Will Be, Will Be." I love Eddie Money, by the way. I once went to a sci-fi convention many, many years ago. I went there not because I was really interested in seeing like the sci-fi convention. It's because Eddie Money was going to show up. This was in New Jersey. And I was like, Eddie Money's going to be there? And I went, and Eddie Money didn't show up. Keith Emerson was there, though.
Wouldn't you rather see him?
No, I'd rather see Eddie Money. They're both dead.
Well, James seemed like he was having a great time up on stage.
Yeah.
Very relaxed, very happy.
He told the story about how he met Eddie Money on the stage. If you listen to the video, and I'm not going to play it. I'm just afraid of getting popped. I know like you could do the pause thing, but it's just confusing for me to pay. One day I'll become good at playing the videos, but it kind of confuses me right now. So before he starts the song, he tells of his story how he met Eddie Money. And basically, he didn't like, they didn't like each other at first. And I can imagine, like, Eddie Money is sort of like in that has-been stage around then. Like, so, like, I can't imagine him giving shit to James Hetfield. But I guess when you have an attitude, you have an attitude. And James is like, he kind of snubbed me, and James is like, basically, we were two alpha dogs kind of circling each other,
James Hetfield and Eddie Money.
Yeah, like, hey, they were kind of sizing each other up. And then, he said we ultimately became friends. And, I just want to do a quick psych profile on Hetfield now. Obviously he's a hero to a lot of people. He's the biggest thing, the biggest lead front man in metal, isn't he? But the truth is, like, James Hetfield is not a front man. He never was. He's not a good front man. He seemed like such a tough guy back in the day. Like, I'm the big alpha male, motherfuck this, motherfuck that. You remember him, like, in the Black Album, touring for the Black Album. He was, like, so angry on stage and so in charge, But, now he seems kind of very docile and almost, like, nervous up there. You know why? He was wasted, like, every day back then. You know why? Because he's not a front man. He needed alcohol to make him a front man. Like, he doesn't have the confidence. Like, he's, he has a lot of anxiety. You could tell. And now it just kind of shows. And yet when you hear him talking now, he kind of paints by the numbers with the crowd. He'd be like, oh, yeah, this song's from Kill 'Em All. Yeah, y'all, how many of you got that album? He's just like kind of phoning it in. And everyone's okay with it because he's James Hetfield. No one's going to be like, oh, this guy's phoning it in. No one's ever going to say that about James Hetfield, even if he like didn't talk, if he didn't say a word up there. Like, but his communication with the crowd is very, like, impersonal. It's very like, oh, so you're all here. Okay, I'm going to read the script. Whereas back in the day, he'd just be like, hey, you want to hear fucking Master of Puppets? Well, fuck you all. And he would drink. He would be drinking constantly. But,
well, he relapsed, pretty much due to having to tour.
Yeah, I think it's just stressing him out. But look how, when he does these acoustics events, and he does them, somewhat often, right? Yeah, he seems,
he's relaxed.
Yeah.
He's happy to be there.
Yeah, he's like really happy. And so I want to see James stop doing Metallica.
He's it's a low stress function.
Yeah.
He's not playing to a fucking football stadium.
No metal. He's doing an Eddie Money song. And it's great. And I think James should do this from now. I think he should do go up there and do these little events like this. Maybe fundraisers, whatever he's doing. And be happy. And just leave Metallica. Metallica can end. I think in the next few years we will see Metallica end. That's my prediction.
Well,
shoot me for it.
I don't think this is the harbinger of the end or of sorrow, but announced today, James Hetfield releases a statement confirming Metallica canceling 2 May festival appearances. So they released a statement officially from James.
Yeah, we just heard about this morning, actually.
And would you like to read the statement?
Okay, so there we go. I'm going to, I'll read some of this in a James Hetfield voice.
Don't do the whole thing.
No. So, it pains me to write this, but I have to let you all know that I cannot make it to Sonic Temple in Columbus and Louder Than Life in Louisville this year. As a part of my continued effort to stay healthy, I have critical recovery events on those weekends. So basically he's got like scheduled therapy.
I don't know what a critical recovery event is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've never been in his
You can't reschedule that
situation.
To make like $1 million.
Yeah.
But
but he could. No, I think when they have that much money, like these little...
I mean, that's nothing to him.
Yeah, he's like, no, sorry guys, I gotta, Metallica used to carry around like a psychiatrist on standby at all times on tour. Like, recent, like this is what which cost probably a tremendous amount of money. So like they're just in space.
Mm-hmm.
But I apologize to our fans who bought tickets for these festivals. So more canceled tickets. Working on the festival promoters to promote the refunds and exchange. Yeah. So So his intent, the statement was saying he apologizes to each and every one of you, as he does, and because Metallica, it is a big deal when Metallica this is a show, because they don't really, unless something really big is up, they don't miss. They're a band that works. Like is in outer space as they are, they kind of work. Like they don't take breaks. I'll give them that. So so he basically saying is his mental health comes first. So he doesn't want to overdo it again. What he's saying is he doesn't want to like overdo this thing again and end up on the bottle again.
He will reschedule a whole festival experience performance for, I don't know what a critical recovery event could even be. Yeah. But I guess you really do have to take that shit seriously. Mm-hmm. They've been replaced with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Good try. Yeah. Good try. You can't replace Metallica. So I guess you shouldn't even try. Just put some shit up there.
Yeah. So
that's at the Sonic Temple. No replacement yet announced for Louder Than Life. And apparently RHCP leaked this earlier today. Yeah, actually, they
had to take it back. Yeah. Basically, I saw that they released it. They tweeted it, and then they had to take it back. She was like, "Oh wait, we weren't supposed to say that." But basically, it's out now that Metallica's not doing that. So just basically that means you're still James Hetfield's not there. Papa Het is not there all the way yet. But
they have other dates that are not canceled. Yeah. So I do believe that this is not him just like not actually being recovered. I think he does have some serious shit he's trying to get done on those days.
Yeah, just health, mental health first.
So Metallica has a South American tour planned, as well as some other U.S. festival dates still on the books. So
yeah, so
don't cry.
Yeah, you get your Metallica. I don't know when they're going back to Australia with the knot, bro. Maybe they won't. But anyway, that's that's what happens. At least he's trying to take care of it.
Take it easy.
Take it
James
easy,
Hetfield.
Papa Het. Right, yeah. So,
next.
These guys.
Next, we have a nerd alert.
Did you know?
Amon Amarth to release a new Berserker video game.
It's a video game.
It's a mobile game. Okay, let's not.
We could watch it, though.
I don't know.
You want to watch it?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it? We could watch it.
If we're not going to watch any videos, why are we going to watch this one?
Okay. We just, entertain the people. I don't think that will get popped. It's like a video game, right?
I have no idea.
They probably want you to see this.
I have no idea.
Okay. You know where to find the game, people.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Anyway, if you already know if you want to play this game or not, it's just a little side-scrolling platformer based on Amon Amarth, and they've got little MIDI versions of the Amon Amarth hits.
It's like a retro style game.
And statement on the game reads, "Grab your hammer and historically inaccurate horned helmet." Thank you, Amon Amarth, for noting that.
Ever since the History Channel told everyone that, everyone was like, "Damn it."
It's time to crush your enemies. You control Thor, the god of thunder.
Crush your enemies. See them driven before you. Hear the lamentation of the women.
And a brand new mobile gaming adventure set in the Amon Amarth game universe, because this is not their first game either. They have another game. But this time, Thor is heading toward Mother Earth to fight the evil King of England.
Why is the King of England evil? And which king is it?
It's a good question.
I don't think the English were the aggressors in the Viking. They were just kind of mining. Not that the English haven't been aggressors, in many points in history, but I don't think the English were doing any aggressive things towards the Vikings. The Vikings were really all on the bad side.
Listen, well, if you are a Viking,
yeah.
So who is
so all of this
the evil king?
Well, you're invading their land.
Okay.
England, you're you're just robbing and raping and pillaging because you're a Viking, but just because we could.
Thor will slice and dice his way through knights, archers, cavalry, and crucifix-wielding monks. They are fighting
anti-religion
Christianity.
Yeah.
Well, he's Thor. He is a god.
All right, so it's very
So
only if Varg thought of this game, and he made his version of it.
Listen, this is Amon Amarth. We're not making a great political statement here.
It'd be a lot darker.
But special alert is from now launch until April 30th. I believe the game has launched already. Players will be judged on their skills, with the top 100 receiving prizes, including game merchandise, such as a specially designed Amon Amarth t-shirt.
Great.
So, a signed mini poster and whatever else other shit they decide to give out.
I got an Amon Amarth gaming t-shirt.
Listen, it's probably appealing to most Amon Amarth fans.
Yeah, Amon Amarth fans are nerds. It's like metal nerds.
I think, did Iron Maiden have a game?
Yeah, they had a really
so
stupid,
this is a new
game.
wave.
Yeah.
A new wave of things that's happening.
I'm surprised Metallica doesn't have a good game.
Maybe they do.
Not a game. They have a pinball machine, but not anything like this.
Not on your phone.
No, not that I know of.
They're like, that shit's for nerds.
Journey had a game back in the day, like back in the early 80s. They had a whole arcade box. It was dumb. It was terrible.
That sounds amazing.
I remember. It was terrible.
I want to play the Journey game.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
So,
Kerrang
as they call it,
has blessed us with their ranking of the 50 greatest death metal bands current, not of all time.
Contemporary death metal bands
in their prime. So it's kind of an interesting read. It's 50, and we're not going to go through everybody. So, of note, at number 49, we have Lick, as previously featured.
Leak.
On the Swedish death metal
Is that
episode.
pronounced leak?
Lick.
Leak.
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 We also chose Lick as an important new death metal band.
We put them on our last playlist. Check that out on our Spotify channel. We have a playlist on Swedish death metal. Check it out.
Number 39 was Creeping Death. Kind of more of a hardcore-based death metal outfit from
Texas,
Dallas.
Yeah.
We saw them fairly recently. We'll see them at Psycho.
They're on tour with Power Trip and Matt Pike, yeah.
Yeah. What, did you like them?
Yeah, they were great. I thought they were good, yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. Going way down, we're going through this list very quickly. Number 12 was Necrot. Who's kind of more grindy. And I was just surprised that they were at number 12 because I would swear they would crack the top 10. There's a lot of hype on Necrot. They have an album coming out this year.
Yeah, this list, everyone is not where you thought they would be. Well, some people aren't. Yeah.
I don't know. But
Witch Vomit.
I love Witch Vomit. I was listening
Witch
to them
Vomit.
today.
Which Vomit was it?
Witch Vomit? I don't know. They were at number 11, but we don't need to talk about them. No. Number 8 is Two Mold. It's right here.
Ultimate sweatpants death metal.
Two Mold is officially Here Lies Metal approved. We featured them on our end of the year list at number 3 album of the year.
We got to discover them at Psycho, when we went last year. And we're like, oh, this is cool. Definitely sweatpants death metal. You know what that is, if you know. It's singing drummer, which was, that's just something about that, of a drummer sitting behind the kit doing blast beats going, there's just something exciting about that.
I just really like Two Mold. I think they hit it like right. It's not too brutal, but it's not stupid, and it's not. It's very interesting, but it's also not like prog. They have a very unreadable logo. Yes, they're doing a good job there. Yeah, this is a very beautiful shirt.
Onto it.
The album is a very beautiful cover.
Nice colors.
Oh, nice colors. I like the colors. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go over the top five. So this is the top 5 most important metal bands currently. And number 5, Blood Incantation.
Obviously.
Honestly, I'm surprised. Just based on the hype, everyone is treating that album, Hidden History of the Human Race, as like the second coming. It was topped a lot of people's end of the year list. All the cool people's lists that weren't going to put.
Yeah, it was like number 1 on everyone's list.
Yeah, on all the legitimate lists.
Yeah, the switched on people, not like the people that like Slipknot and Tool.
And they're a little proggy for us.
Yeah, a little too many notes. Too many notes.
There's too many. I can handle a lot of notes. It's death metal, but I don't know.
Listen, Mozart. There's too many notes. Okay.
Okay. Number 4 is Venom Prison.
Prison.
I agree that they're definitely popular and they're doing some interesting stuff. It is notable that they're kind of like anti-misogynist in the misogyny genre.
Yeah, I have not familiarized myself with Venom.
I'm not that into their music. It's not my style necessarily. Okay. It's a little very produced and clean, and has that kind of synthetic feel to it that I don't like.
Oh, it's like kind of the cutting edge sound.
Yeah, it has a very cutting edge sound, but more power to them. I hold nothing against them. Okay. Number 3, Temple of Void. That
sounds like it should be like a stoner doom band, but it's not.
I'm gonna be real with you. I hadn't heard of this band before.
All right,
This list.
So how did they get on number 3 then?
I don't know. They've had a couple albums. They have one coming out this year, so I'll certainly listen to it.
Okay.
They're a death doom band.
Okay. You got to have some doom in there if you have Temple of the Void. You got that out of the Doom generator, so you have to.
So
there's only one way to get that.
anyway, we'll check it out. Temple of the Void.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Spectral Voice. I was pretty surprised to see them this high on the list. Spectral Voice is very cool. I like them as well. I also learned from looking at this list is that they share members with Blood Incantation, which I didn't know.
Sorry, are they like Spirit Adrift to like Gate Creeper?
Well, Spirit Adrift and Gate Creeper are very different bands.
Yes.
Like,
that's
okay,
what I'm wondering.
Blood Incantation is very proggy and experimental.
So is that like the same kind of thing then?
No, Spectral Voice is more of a...
they're more of the heavier band.
I would say they're more like a death doom band.
Okay.
So I do personally like Spectral Voice more, but I'm surprised that this list put them above
Blood Incantation. You figure maybe number 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected Spectral Voice to be in the top 15, honestly.
And you all know who number 1 is.
Who's number 1?
It's Chase Creeper. I mean Gate Creeper. Yeah, there's the there he is. There's the mustache.
Maledictus's favorite metal personality currently.
His face is everywhere. You can't get away from Chase Mason. And you go on Instagram, it's not a picture of Gate Creeper, it's a picture of Chase Mason doing something. It's like, look, I'm standing by the Grand Canyon. It's me, Chase Mason. He just, it's just him and his mustache everywhere.
Okay.
He's trying to look like me. I mean, obviously. But, I don't blame him.
Anyway, I do agree that Gate Creeper is the most important current band of death metal. They're not my favorite. I don't think they're necessarily the best.
They're going more for that Swedish sound.
I mean, they're very solid. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Their last album was like all over the place. I think as far as what it was influenced by.
Experimenting with the whole thing.
They definitely took elements wherever they wanted from whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
So I agree. Gate Creeper number 1. If we're just gonna go with like import. Best. I mean, how can you really do a comprehensive like who's objectively best of these death metal bands? Are just going.
They're the arena rock band of death metal right now. That's true. I saw Gate Creeper open for Toxic Holocaust and Nails once many years ago, and this was before Chase had his mustache, by the way. And
what?
Yeah, and I remember thinking like this band's pretty good. I never heard of them before that, and I was like, this band's pretty good. And and as I'd go around to different shows, I'd see like young kids with like Gate Creeper shirts. I'm like, oh yeah, Gate Creeper. They're like, yeah, man, this band is awesome. So I knew like this band was like back then. This band was gonna be something big. I was like, something's going on with death metal.
I'm gonna say Gate Creeper's important because I bet this band is introducing a lot of young kids to death metal.
Young kids love these guys.
Like most of the other bands on this list are for people who already know death metal.
Yeah.
And who are already deep in the genre.
Mm-hmm.
This band is bringing them in.
Yeah.
So that's why they need Chase out there with
he's
his mustache.
He's a face. He markets himself. I don't know if he's concerned about the rest of the band, but I
think he's just good at social media. Those people. They're just good at that.
His face. He doesn't say much. He's a man of little words. He's just like, nah.
He tweets all the time. What are you talking? You don't know.
He's a man of simple words, though. It's mostly about his mustache. He's like,
no, he's not.
Look at my mustache. Arizona people are weird. You really can't understand them.
All right.
They're very laid-back people. I have family in Arizona. I don't understand them. So that's all with death metal. We just, that's not really a news story. We just wanted to go over what's going on in death metal. It's kind of like one of the most popular.
It's culture.
Yeah, I think it really well might be the most popular kind of metal right now. Like most bands are going that route again. For a while it was doom bands. I think, like I said, like the doom bands aren't really moving it this year. And they haven't been probably since 2017 or 2018. Ever since like Sleep released their last album, no one's really cared about Doom anymore. It's like, oh, Sleep finally came out with a new album. That's it. We don't have to worry about Doom anymore. I know it's gonna be controversial. They're gonna quote me on that one. They're gonna clip that one and hate me for that. But yeah. But anyway. So that's what's going on in death metal, and you all care, you all love it. So next story.
Now for our politics corner.
Politics.
Because
more politics.
Everyone loves politics.
You do.
Godsmack. We're talking about Godsmack. Godsmack's Sully Erna helping to spread disinformation Fake
Yes.
news.
Fake news.
About Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Basically what he did, he was sharing on his Facebook and exposing that he doesn't understand the marginal tax rate, which, you know.
He did this like accounting math problem.
If you're a very simple person,
Yeah.
he took it down. You're going to have to click on that screen cap. Nope.
This one. Okay. Can we? Okay. Yeah.
All right. Don't look too hard at this because it's all wrong. But, you know.
No, trying to figure this out.
Average simple person who doesn't understand what a marginal tax rate is, you know, that's a lot of people, honestly. They have no business looking into economics because they're too simple. We're not going to discuss the marginal tax rate here because that would be boring.
Is this metal? Yes.
Is this metal?
Yes, it is.
So he posted this, and apparently Facebook is monitoring you and is fact-checking you, and he was notified that he has been spreading fake news.
I wonder if they fact-check Here Lies a Metal.
I mean, we don't say anything that's...
I say everything fake. Everything I say is absolutely fake. Everything. Okay?
Well, you should try to post something about the marginal tax rate, because I'm sure you'll post something wrong.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't know anything about that kind of thing, obviously. But, yeah.
Anyway, after he got checked by Facebook, he posted another statement.
And let me close this out.
It's up.
Up from here.
And he said, I don't get into political opinions and discussion often because I believe it's like religion. He doesn't get into political opinions except when he does.
He's like...
and he posts stuff about the marginal tax rate he doesn't understand.
He's like, political opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them, you know, but I am one, so...
I won't tell you who to vote for and who I don't.
Listen, this is what happens when you let new metal guys, like, talk about things that are important.
Are all the metal guys conservative? The guy from Stained is?
I think Corey Taylor is kind of like, he's not necessarily, like, he's not conservative, but he's sort of like seems a little bit like libertarian. Like, he's not like a Trump fan, but he's not like, you know, like a I don't know if he's a Bernie Sanders supporter either. Like, I don't know what. He's kind of like all over the place, I think.
It's probably just not coherent enough to have a political ideology.
But we want to know what Corey Taylor says, though, about politics.
No, that's okay.
But this guy's not. This guy's like an affordable Corey Taylor.
You know what? I can't even remember what that Godsmack song was.
I don't remember any of them.
There was a big one.
Yeah.
And it was like...
No, didn't they make one for the Mummy movie or something?
I mean, that sounds right.
Or was that System of a Down? I get them. No, System of a Down is very different from these guys, though.
Would they do that? I don't know.
I can picture these guys doing that. I can't picture System of a Down doing that.
Like, that song was even pushing the edges of, like, what is tasteful for new metal, if I remember correctly.
These guys were sort of like in that post-new metal era when everyone was making aggro rock. When, you know, when that song hit, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor was big. Remember that song? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
That song was better than Godsmack.
Well, yeah, it was definitely, I think it was like, you know, more respectable. Like, you know, I think UFC used it and stuff. No, maybe, I bet you like WWF probably used like a Godsmack song in like 2002. You know, WWE, sorry. But anyway, this guy thinks he knows something about, like, you know, numbers and stuff, and he doesn't. He's like, he's from Massachusetts, by the way, so he is obviously supporting Warren.
No. I think he's obviously a Trump guy.
You think so? Oh, you think it's like the opposite? Oh, you think he's like a Trump guy? I thought maybe he was just a neoliberal. Okay, I was kind of taking him the wrong way. Oh, so he's like a conservative.
He is publicly
there you go. I didn't even read that. There you go. I'm a dummy.
Okay, so
clip that, everyone. I'm a dummy.
I'm telling you, Godsmack are new metal guys, Republicans.
Yeah, this guy's. A lot of them are from like the Midwest. This guy's from Massachusetts, though. But yeah.
And in our other political news is Alex Skolnick's official endorsement of Elizabeth Warren. I liked the hover hand he's doing here.
He's like, can't touch her. She's very delicate. She's very delicate. I can't really touch her.
Anyway, this isn't much.
She's like, don't touch me.
She's like, I don't know what you are.
Yeah. She's like, what is with that hair?
Thank you for endorsing me, kind of cool looking guy.
Why do you have that gray thing?
Most of them don't.
Why do you have that gray thing in your hair?
And I just thought this was funny because all the other thrash guys came out for Bernie, and Alex Skolnick is just like, what are you doing?
He's more of a...
You missed the fucking boat, Alex.
Well, he's kind of, he's thrash. He's also like a jazz guy. Like, he plays like these jazz concerts and stuff. He's almost like a super guitarist, but not really.
So
but
he's too intellectual.
yeah, he's like a very like intellectual kind of guitar guy, you know. Was he also the one that did that like was he talking about he got quoted when some of the bands were coming out against Israel and stuff. What didn't he come out and say something?
I don't remember that.
Something like that.
Anyway, you could be like Sacred Reich and be playing for Bernie.
Sacred Reich is awesome.
But no.
Sacred Reich just had songs about like Bernie from back in the day.
Yeah, they've been singing about Bernie for years.
Yeah, they're just nice. The guy he's just a nice guy. That dude.
Yeah,
what's his name?
He seems pretty chill.
He's very very happy when we saw him open for
Phil.
Was he Phil? Yeah, is it Phil? Open for Iron Reagan.
Yeah, they were like so happy to be there.
Happy to be there, smiling, giving everyone 5. Just very. You could just come up to him after the show and he wouldn't. He would absolutely be nice to you.
You're like, oh hey.
Yeah. So
Thanks
cool
for
band.
Coming.
Old guys, cool band. Always a cool band. They were a big SOU band back in the late 80s, early 90s. Big time.
All right.
So
this ends the news official. Right now, I'd like to do a reading series.
Okay, so here we go. We have your.
We're going to condense this as much as we can while maintaining.
Yeah. This is a word from Metal Sucks, by the way, and yeah, we should always quote these articles
by our friend Axel Rosenberg. PSA: It is not necessary to dress metal to be metal. Important topic of important discourse. Okay. A couple months ago, I was at one of those fancy industry shindigs I am sometimes forced to or get to go to, since I'm the most important person in metal. And by the way, that thing that links to, that's the Metal Sucks countdown of the most important people of metal.
You're so important, Axel Rosenberg.
So he just gave into the haters and put himself as number 1. Yes. My choice of attire for the evening, I admit, was not what traditionally metal in any sense. I was wearing blue pants, a matching cardigan, and a tan shirt. It wasn't long before someone fairly prominent within the industry, no names.
I know who it was.
Who?
Finish the quote.
Walked over to me, told me I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Do you know who that was?
And questioned my very metalness.
Okay, I know who it was off the bat. It was Joey DeMaio, and he was like, "You are wearing crackerjack clothes. You are false metal. You better change now."
That's what crackerjack clothes are.
Yeah, that's what he means. He's talking about Axel Rosenberg when he means crackerjack clothes. That's exactly who he's talking about.
Okay. I smiled politely and walked away. He didn't even address.
Joey DeMaio was like, "I was talking to you. Don't walk away from me."
The suggestion that the way I dress means I am not an authentic metal fan is, in a word, nonsense. Take that, Joey DeMaio.
Joey DeMaio was like, "I'm talking to you."
See, I've recently made a very conscious decision to change the way I dress. At some point last year, I looked in the mirror and realized that at age 37, I was still wearing the same sorts of clothes I wore when I was 17. Jeans, sneakers, and a band shirt, upon which there was either a monster, a swear word, or a swear word and a monster.
It's a Gwar shirt.
He wore Gwar shirts every day.
Yeah.
I decided this wasn't good for me. And why, pray tell, was this bad for me, Axel Rosenberg? Well, as the case for so many of us, I've long struggled with anxiety and depression.
Me too.
Yeah. At some point, it occurred to me that a lot of those issues, although perhaps chemical, biological at their base, were being exacerbated by feeling like I was still a kid.
Axel's so well-spoken.
Well, he's a professional.
He is a professional.
He then goes on to describe, all the anxieties of, adulting.
Yeah.
And I guess feeling like he wasn't capable of adulting because of the way he looked.
Listen, millennial, back in my day, we used to call that just life.
Is he a millennial? I guess
37?
He is.
Yeah.
37 is an old millennial, I would say.
Yeah, technically, yeah. But, some boomer would say it to him, if he, say
He's definitely not Gen X.
No, definitely not, for sure.
Okay. It has taken, and continues to take, a lot of work on my part to combat these feelings, but something I found immensely helpful, again for me personally, was to dress like an adult, or, for lack of a better description, embracing aesthetic change, paraphrasing here, was key to embracing psychological change. I mean, it's not like I'm walking around in a goddamn tuxedo. I just look a lot more like a member of Between the Buried and Me than a member of Cognitive. I don't know who Cognitive is.
No.
I do know who Between the Buried and Me, though,
Yeah.
and they're nerds.
Yeah,
so
nerds, total nerds.
Way to look like a nerd.
Yeah.
I didn't throw away any of my metal merch. I'll hoard that shit till the day I die. I do still wear it when the mood strikes me, but I no longer wear it on a daily or near daily basis. I do still buy merch from time to time to support bands I love. If there's a merch item I can purchase that isn't clothing, all the better. For whatever reason, I have no problem sipping coffee from a Lake Bukake mug.
What is Lake Bukake?
The way I do wearing my Lake Bukake threads
down below
on a regular basis.
If you know that, comment in the chat section.
I mean, as much as he wants to be like, look, I don't have to look metal. I'm just going to name drop the most esoteric shit to make you guys all feel excluded from my little world here. But I don't trust metal anymore because that's exclusionary. Okay.
So,
this is the defining parallel of heavy metal. It's about nonconformity, only not really. Go to any metal show and you'll find yourself surrounded by a sea of people who are dressed more or less the same way.
he's right.
Which makes sense. Despite the constant emphasis on rebellion, no one wants to feel alone. Everyone wants to belong. One really easy way to feel like you belong is to dress the same way as a lot of other people.
I don't really want anyone talking to me. Anyway.
I mean, I feel like you're just like, you want to stand out if you don't wear the uniform to the heavy metal show.
I used to, well, anyway, continue, finish your thing.
Okay, we'll talk about it after we're done here, which is shortly, I swear.
Yeah.
It's been 24 years since the metal community busted Metallica's balls for cutting their hair, but somehow true cultists still...
Cavalt with a V.
Yes. Still refuse to take artists like Killswitch Engage's Adam Dutkowitz,
You're terrible.
Periphery, and Deaf Heaven seriously just because of the way they look.
It's not because of the way they look.
I'm pushing back here. It's not because of how they look.
Not because you dress that way.
I mean, I'm sure for some people that's a factor, but I would say the main factor is not that.
Yeah.
I've even seen people online take swipes at Devin Townsend for abandoning his skullet and death metal shirt.
He had to get rid of the thing on his head. He looks better ball, like he had to get rid of that thing. It was scary.
Well, it's absurd.
Yeah.
When Kim Kardashian is rocking a Morbid Angel shirt.
Yeah, and then Gary Holt was like, I want to kill the Kardashians.
The very idea of a Morbid Angel shirt as a signifier of fandom is obsolete. I mean, if you want to look like a Morbid Angel fan, the last thing you should do is wear their shirt.
I think so.
I mean, that follows logically.
Yeah, that's true.
For metal to be truly the open-minded, progressive form of music it claims to be, which I do not think it claims to be that. Do you think it claims to be that?
No.
Like, we're like the open-minded genre?
Not really. Not for a lot of the comments we just got on our bit about SMOD. No, I'm not gonna think a lot of us are open-minded.
But for metal to
really
actually practice what it preaches.
Practice what you preach. Preach.
It has to welcome anyone
and
everyone. It has to say, hey, dress however you like.
Chuck Billy is kind of like an affordable James Hetfield. Wasn't he like Chuck Billy? He was kind of like an affordable James Hetfield back then anyway.
Cheapo. Yeah. Cheapo Metallica.
His voice, he was kind of trying to sound like, So what you want to know what I think about this?
Well, you're in his age range. I guess we're both on opposite ends of his age range.
I mean, he's
so you have your perspective.
But I went through, I never really dressed metal into more recent. I was always into metal, just growing up. I got into metal when I was 12, but I never really went full metal. I'd wear a shirt here and there, and I had long hair when I was a teenager. But, throughout my 20s, I just dressed like in polo shirts and stuff, and, cargo shorts, shoot me for. Way past the 90s, way past, and it was okay to wear cargo shorts. But I didn't know. I didn't care. I would just go, and I had short hair, and I still liked metal, but I liked a lot of other kinds of music as well. But I just wasn't trying to look metal. I started really doing the metal look. It's more of like a midlife crisis thing, as I'm getting old, I'm like, hey, I want to live that, that time I never lived.
Yeah, I met you when you were 37, and
I looked normal.
Looked very normal.
Yeah, I had short hair. But
I thought you might be like a hardcore guy.
Yeah, with the cargo. I was probably wearing cargo shorts. So that would explain that. Or is it the clutch?
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, the final lesson in all this is... okay.
So you enjoy dressing metal now?
Yeah. I don't go to work looking like metal, but I wear black a lot.
He made a battle vest.
I did make one.
The past few years.
Yeah, I painted the back patch and everything. But, I have my bullet belt I play with, and I get made fun of by my band for wearing my bullet belt. And I do it even more. I'm like, every time we have a show, I'm a guy's putting on the bullet belt. But the takeaway from this is Daniel-san, metal not here. metal. Yeah. Okay. Don't Shane Gillis me for that either, internet. Okay. I'm not smod. Okay. Don't Shane Gillis me. But yeah. So yeah, it's it doesn't matter how you dress. If you want to dress like it, that's fine. If you don't want to, if you want to be a normal guy, you're not going to get made fun of at a metal show for being like a normal looking guy. There's plenty of normal looking guys at metal shows that are having a great time.
I mean, you certainly wouldn't in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak to the rest of the world.
That's true. I can't really. But I like, why would it? I think, like, as uninclusive as metal people are about some things,
that's the thing. Is I feel like part of his argument here is that metal is inclusive.
I think for the most part.
No, I think metal is elitist for the most part.
Well, you get those guys as well, but I've never encountered. I would always go to shows. I went to like a million Guar shows, dressed normally. Well, actually,
you don't want to wear your good shit to the Guar show.
No, Guar shows I would actually dress all in white, so that doesn't count. But because I want to get painted. But all the metal shows I had been to in the past, all the many metal shows I'd been to, I never dressed metal. I would never go in a metal shirt or anything.
Metal is not about being open-minded and inclusive of everybody. It's about being in the underground, of having this like weird undercurrent you're tapped into, and dressing metal. Now, caveat: I'm not a fashion person. Like, girls at metal shows can get crazy with how they look, and
they get the whole costume on.
I'll put on a t-shirt, so it's like I'm not like a
Yeah, you just have your t-shirt and your
I'm
bag.
not like metal fashion here.
You have your fanny pack.
Well, the fanny pack is not a fashion thing.
Everyone's doing that now.
The fanny pack is just like
it's a necessity.
It's just way nicer in a rough show to have a fanny pack than a purse. You don't want to be carrying a purse in a rough show.
Yeah, everyone does it now.
So the fanny pack is for safety.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to. You want to see each other. You go to these shows and be like, yeah, you and me, us. It's like we go to any other part of the city, and there will be no big confluence of black t-shirts.
Most of them are assholes.
And yeah, okay. But it's about bringing together this weird little community that you're all tapped into this weird current, and you all get to come together and see each other at the metal show. And do you not want to participate in that?
No one talks. I see these kids talking to each other, like maybe they all came there together, but no one like comes up to me and talks to me. Unless I'm wearing my carnivore backpack, and maybe some people will talk to me.
I think Axel's big problem here is that his job is metal. So for me and for Maledictus, we have normal lives.
Yeah.
We can't dress metal.
Yeah, I was
Well, you can dress metal, actually.
Yeah.
I can't dress metal at my job.
I could technically dress metal. I work at a fashion place. And by the way, we sell like $700 like Metallica t-shirts, by the way. So that's another thing of this, that whole Kardashian effect. But anyway, I don't want to get into that right now.
I think for your average person, they go to a show, they want to wear their metal stuff.
Yeah, but it's a popularity contest, especially with these younger people. A lot of them are younger, of course. You get the older guys, but mostly when we go to shows. Mostly when we go to shows, like we're gonna really be there with a lot of younger people. A lot of the older people aren't gonna make the effort anymore. You're gonna get less of them, right? So, we know a few people that go out to shows, but like a lot of times it's young people.
I know. I feel like this is for the argument for like death metal not dressing it.
Yeah, well,
it's like we like the bands that dress up.
Yeah.
You put a little extra into it.
Well, yeah. When you're a band, though, I think you have to really put on the costume.
And from the standpoint of being a band, like, who do you want in your audience? You want cool-looking people in your audience?
Well, it doesn't really.
People wearing your shirt?
You want people to show up if you're like a small band. But if you're a band up there, I don't really like when I see bands just like up there, like wearing like their New Jersey Devils jersey and their cargo shorts. Like I know like real bands won't really do that because they know the drill. But bands around here, when I play a show, like they'll come up and like, make a little effort. That's why I wear my bullet belt. And I get made fun of by these boomers I'm in a band with. They make fun of me all the time. But you have to look the part.
Anyway, I don't have a message beyond like saying that you can't not dress metal, obviously.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It doesn't, people that are take this shit too seriously, like you'll know who they are at the show, and they're the kind of dudes that like push little girls out of the way to get up front. You know who you are.
But I think dressing metal is part of the fun thing of being a metal fan.
Yeah, I like to do it. Yeah, I like to do it now. I will,
So don't take that away from us, Axel Rosenberg.
No, he's fine.
Why
Listen,
are you writing articles?
listen,
about?
Axel and Vince Neil. I respect you guys. I know you guys get a lot of hate. Just like I do. Because we talk shit. You like to talk a lot of shit. A lot of people call you an SJW and stuff. And I look at your comments, and a lot of people just hate you. But you exist, and maybe you live for it. You want to be a heel as well, and I respect that. So I've never had a problem with Metal Sucks. I'm never gonna really shit talk them. We we quote your articles all the time, guys. So you always have the latest gossip. So much respect to you guys. I'm not gonna join the army of haters for you guys.
All right.
So.
Another PSA.
Another thing from Metal Sucks.
Metal Sucks is hiring.
This is our future, people.
Yes, this will be us, clearly.
Yeah. So what does it say here?
Now hiring Metal News YouTube show hosts. Here's our vision, a 3 to 5 minute segment recapping the day's biggest stories in metal. Or perhaps the biggest story. Tone will be sarcastic, opinionated, and snarky. Just like our website.
We got all that. This is for us.
The host should be someone who has on-camera experience and a bold, opinionated personality.
That's me.
Who is capable of writing.
That's me.
Producing.
That's me.
And editing.
That's me.
Entire episodes on their own.
There is no other live metal show on. You tell me where one is that has better production than me. My sound's probably a little distorted right now, but otherwise. It is in my headphones. My sound stuff needs some work, but no, I have my OBS all set up all nice and stuff. For live shows or even for non-live shows, they just look like garbage. I know how to use OBS. I know how to edit. I am the man for this job. I am better actually behind the camera than I am in front. As you all point out there, how cringe I am, how quote cringe I am. I'm much better working the knobs. Behind the camera. I'm more of a tech. I'm more of the AV guy. Samantha's the real talent here. She's much better at being in front of the camera.
No. Anyway, to apply, if Maledictus or you would love this lucrative position, you simply need to write, record, and produce a sample episode according to the rough guidelines just stated, and send it to news@metalsucks.com.
We're sending this in. Though
this one?
Yeah, we're not this. We will make something for them, and we will apply to this. You imagine if Here Lies Metal becomes the Metal Sucks guys. You guys will just hate us, you won't be your hatred for us will be immeasurable. If we were now allied directly with Vince Neilstein, and Axl Rosenberg, you would just hate us so much.
Like they say, sarcastic, opinionated, and snarky. But have you ever heard the Metal Sucks podcast?
No, I've never listened to it. Unfortunately,
it's bad.
Is it caustic like me?
No, not at all. It's very milquetoast.
Oh, really?
They
need me.
It's like boomer metal guys.
Well, that's not good. We need me.
Very slick, very industry sounding.
Listen, I call out the boomers. Okay, I'm calling them out.
So I don't know if maybe that's what they're looking for their YouTube as well.
They're like, you look old.
Which obviously isn't us.
You look perfect. No, I'm the guy for it because of all those reasons. Though I would not sign with these guys without, they would have to fulfill my writer. I would have to make up a writer, and I will not get into what will be in that writer on the air here. That's confidential, but I would not just sign up. I would have a list of demands before I would sign with these guys. I would make that very clear.
Maledictus has demands.
Yeah, I'd have to get
stop knocking down our door.
Yeah, I'd have to, get together with my lawyer and stuff. We'd have to discuss a few things before I sign with you guys. But
all right.
Is that all we have for today?
That closes it out.
Let's see, how long have we been on the air here? Okay.
A while.
Yeah, a while. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all coming out today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for not hating us yet. Though feel free to later. You're welcome to hate. But be sure to follow us on social media, including Twitter, Here Lies Metal, Facebook at Here Lies Metal, Instagram at Metal Lies Here, and Gmail, hereliesmetal@gmail.com, or hereliesdickus@gmail.com. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up, or better yet, a thumbs down.
Just hit the button, that's fine.
Yeah, comment down below.
Hit either button. I don't mind which
Just hit a button. Hit some of the buttons in front of you, and it increases our or logarithm, whatever that stuff. I don't understand all that engagement stuff. I need to take a class on that. I don't really understand how YouTube works. That's why I've been, eternally so unsuccessful at it. But yeah, but hit those things and comment down below all your hatred. I know you have hatred. I know you're gonna. I've got some wonderfully hated, hate filled comments last time. Mostly for that one video, but a couple of videos just, telling me how cringe I am at everything, and that's fine. You're free to say that, of course. All the people that said that don't have any content of their own, they're just shouting from their safety of their home, but that's fine. You have the right to do that on YouTube, So yeah, thank you again for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast as well, on Spotify, iTunes, or Stitcher, or Google Play, and where you can find our regular playlist and history episodes. Hopefully we'll be adding to that soon. But basically we have different kinds of episodes on there, not our shit talking news. Though we actually used to do the news on that, but we stopped. We just put it on here now. So we have more of our educational episodes, if you want to call them that. Yeah, so that's it for today, everyone. Thank you once again for coming to see us. And let me start up the music here. Hold on. Da-da-da-da. And we'll see you again next time.
Good night.
Goodbye, metal freaks.